Hey, so I know I'm constantly given this message of don't give up, keep going, everything's gonna work out. And it's funny, the more that I give this message, the more things like stall, rut. And it's almost like those movies where the person outdoes fate. What is it, Final Destination or something like that, where they're like, yeah, and then bam, they get hit by a truck, and you're like, oh shit, that didn't work out so great. But anyways, I went outside the other day, and there was a tree that had fallen. Well, this woman finally had it removed, and the people that removed it, sorry, I'm gonna put my shoes on while I'm talking to you. The people that removed it ended up getting stuck in the mud, and the trailer was stuck in the mud. A truck got stuck in the mud. Another truck got stuck pulling the truck out of the mud. And it was just like everything was getting stuck. Well, they were waiting for everything to dry out. And I guess they didn't wait long enough, because I went outside, I think it was 2 days ago, and there was a man in his truck. He was stuck. And I see him sitting there, and somebody drives by on the road and says, you need some help. And the guy was like, sure, I guess. And the guy said, I just don't want to get stuck too. This was on Valentine's Day. And lo and behold, he got stuck. And I sat there for a while trying to ignore the situation that's happening right outside my door, because there's nothing I can do, and I'm sure they don't want me watching them, right? So anyways, I go to take them water because they'd been out there for hours, and I was going to go to the store and see if they wanted any Cokes or anything like that. And right when I'm talking to them, all of a sudden, truck gets unstuck. As they get unstuck, the woman comes out screaming at them because they tore her yard up. And I was like, man, what a day. Everything just isn't moving. And then my neighbor comes out. She had stage 3 cancer, had surgery, everything was good. She got the call on Valentine's Day that she now has stage 4. So I sat with her, have tried to help her work through this, and it just seems the more that I've tried to stay positive, it's like everything around me is trying to pull me down. Then my other neighbor messages me, hey, mom's not feeling so good. She just turned 70. Can you check on her? I got to work late. Okay. The more I've told myself, I'm just going to keep to myself. Let people do what people need to do. The more the universe is like, hey, 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 hey. And I could feel it just like boiling up. And I was talking to my neighbor last night, the one that has cancer. We all sat around and played dice. I had bought a patio set. And my daughter said, you want to play dice? Sure, why not? Let's play dice. And as the night progressed, she started making jokes and reminded me a lot of her dad. And not jokes. And like I said, I could just feel it all boiling up. Well, she went away and pretty much happy. And the other day, I said, are you doing okay? She goes, yeah, you're not happy, so I'm happy. And these are the jokes. And it gets really frustrating sometimes. And as that teapot wants to whistle, I did a lot of crying last night, a lot of purging, I guess, of past emotions, and feeling those old energies trying to suffocate me. And I even told her, I said, I feel like I'm in the trash compactor in that Star Wars, and it's just like, yeah, you want to push back, and there's really nothing to push back again. It's just a heavy feeling, right? And even this morning I woke up and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to keep walking this path. I see so many people that are blindly going through life, and they're just like, I don't care. And they seem so happy and unbothered. And I know that they're not. I know the reality is everybody is basically bothered about something, right? We all have issues. But it's hard when you carry a heavy load that you've already walked through fucking hell. You've already been forged in the fire, and then you came out and you're like, I'm still tarnished and burnt. Like, I don't understand why I went through that to get to where I'm at. And I understand a lot of it was to grow stronger and learn lessons, and it to help share my story with other people to help them get through that. And I'm not trying to discourage anybody by saying it doesn't get better, because I've had awesome days. It's just right now the energy is just like, I'm going to put you through some trials and tribulations. And it's funny because the other day it was sit down and relax, take some time for yourself. And when I sat down and relaxed and just sat outside and enjoyed the sunshine, maybe it's the company I'm keeping, that everybody has negative things going on in their life and everything is eating them alive, and they're pointing it out to me, and it starts to bother me, rather than me doing what I used to do, was turn it around. Find the positive in it. Don't let it bother you. And it's crazy because my neighbor's husband got home and he said something, or she said something that was bothering her, and I said, oh no, pick your battles. And he's like, exactly. That's what I do. I pick my battles. And I've always picked my battles. And lately, everyone's battle is becoming my war. And I'm just like, And I told her, I said, I feel the is about to come out. And when I came in last night, the kettle whistled. And I couldn't keep in any more of what I was feeling. I went on a rampage, basically. I was like a bull in a china closet. Just, didn't care what I was going to break. I wasn't throwing anything. I wasn't throwing a temper tantrum. It was just the emotions coming out like a tsunami and not being able to stop it. Not caring what was in my path, who I was going to hurt. Just wanted it to come out of me. And it's wild because everything I was projecting it onto was the ones that were putting it onto me. And it was almost like, take your shit back. I don't want it. I don't care about your life. Your life is your life. My life is my life. And it's, even when I took water outside to them on Valentine's Day, I even told, because the girl said, oh no, I'm fine, thank you. And I said, I felt bad because all I could do was sit and watch. And then I thought, this is how love dies. This is how people go, I'm not ever helping someone again. They spent half of their day stuck in the mud trying to help somebody out. And a lot of times when we go to help people out and it blows up in our face is when we're like, I'm done. I'm done helping, which is exactly where I'm at. Like today, I didn't even fix my freaking hair. I don't want a life today. And this is me just showing you that we all go through this. And it seems like sometimes it is a season of just, what? And I learned at one point, don't ask what next. Don't challenge the universe because it's like, oh, you want to level this up? Because when it comes down to it, you can be going through a hellacious time and think you're never going to get out of it. And then in the end, you're like, oh my God, I did not expect any of that to come upon me. And it's like the more that we challenge the challenges instead of surrendering to them, the more that we become, in our minds, victims instead of victors. And when you go through the process and you're like, okay, I'm going to go with the flow. I'm going to let this teach me something. You will arise victorious. You will overcome certain things that you were meant to let go of. I went through so many stories last night. I have not tried to dwell in my past with my kid's dad, things that have happened. And last night, it wouldn't stop coming out. And we were just conversating and she just stared at me. And I said, I'm sorry I'm putting my burdens on you. And she said, no, it needs to come out. I'm just trying to figure out how did you make it through that? How do people do that to people? And I quit asking that a long time ago. How do people do that? Because I understand that we're all hurt. I understand that we've all endured some things that were meant to destroy us. Even my neighbor across the way, he had experienced a very bad situation, and he started taking it out on his mom that moved here for him to take care of. And I even told him, turn your pain into fucking sympathy. Get some empathy. Look beyond yourself. And the more I put words out, the more I have to realize I'm talking to myself, and I'm talking through other people to myself. I'm talking to you to myself. I'm picking myself up out of the mud and going, okay, we're going to keep going. And I'm glad that it encourages some of you, because at the same time, I need that same encouragement. I need that same reminder, but I don't have anyone reminding me. I see it in the comments sometimes whenever you see this emotional side of me. People think that as Aquarians that we're real stone cold and we don't have feelings. No, we just don't let our feelings govern our actions and our way of being. We're more methodical. We're more into the grand scheme, the way of thinking to help humanity and serve society in a way that will help it heal. Doesn't mean that we don't have feelings. It doesn't mean that we don't get hurt. It just simply means that we have learned that sometimes we have to put aside emotions to see something happen. That if we make judgment calls from our emotions, that we can find ourselves in a horror show. And I'm not saying only Aquarians do that. I'm just saying that we are known for being cold-hearted individuals that can just cut you off, walk away. No one realizes what pain comes with that. But we also know that we have to swallow it down and continue on. Life is a journey, right? We're all walking. We're all moving. That's the one thing you can't not do, is endure change and movement. You could be sitting in the same spot, but every day your life is moving forward. You are aging. Things are changing. And these are things that a lot of people want to be like, I'm not comfortable with that. But that's the one thing we have to get comfortable with, is the inevitable. Like I said, the more that I pushed back saying, no, I'm not doing this, the more that it was in my face, yes, you are. And I'm still juggling, trying to find my balance in a very unbalanced community that I live in. I have neighbors that are, I won't put their dirty laundry out, but they're doing nothing with their lives, and they're entertaining themselves on levels that I watched people do when I was a teenager. It's at a point where everybody is so addicted to trying to feel good that even their vices don't make them feel good. It becomes a burden. It becomes something now that we have to battle to say, no, you don't have control over me. I have control over myself. That's the problem, though. When you get addicted to certain things, it does control your life. And it's almost the sense with me of the controlling. No, I'm not going to do that. No, you're not going to make me do A, B, or C. And in the end, it's like, hold on, let me give you A, B, C, D, and F. I know, I forgot E. But E is for excellence. And it's at a point where everything, it's like the fire has come back. Not the fire that fuels the energy that makes you go, yeah, the one that burns you and makes you go, oh my God, I know I'm being molded for something great. And if you're going through it, know that you're being molded for something that is phenomenal, that is going to change so many lives, including your own. It's hard. Because like I said, I got up, I opened my eyes, and I was like, and the other day I even said, if you got out of bed today, you did something you should be proud of. Any day that you can actually continue to try to hang on to that positivity. Don't get me wrong, the negativity is going to keep knocking and blowing in your face. It's when you choose to focus on it that it's going to eat you alive. That it's going to overtake you. If you can see it as the vampire knocking at your door and you only have access when you say, come on in. So that this being our door, at some point we have to be like, no, no, no. I'm not going to let it overtake me. And that's the hardest part when there is that spiritual battle, because that spiritual battle, that war is occurring inside of you. You can wake up so loving and end up hating the world. You can wake up in a foul mood, and before you even leave your house, something triggered you to just be so happy. There's that change, fluctuation, everything. It's like gas molecules. If you see it, we're just floating around and trying to find where we're needed to create the complete molecule. That's your soul tribe. That's the fulfillment within you. Now, you don't have to have your soul tribe to feel fulfilled. But, of course, it would make for a happier life where you're in alignment with individuals that have the same mindset as you. But I just needed to put all that out there because, like I said lately, I just felt like the tea kettle that was going to whistle. And boy, when the steam blows, a lot of times you might find yourself not knowing how to feel. There's not a sense of guilt. There's not a sense of regret. There's just a sense of, I felt that coming. So I'm going to leave it on that note. I'm going to head to work, and peace, love, and light. Bye.